Hello, hello. What's going on, guys? Oh, man. Actually, something really cool happened today at the gym. I went to the gym today. Worked out really fucking hard though. I'm trying to hopefully rest up before I go to work. I think it's doing pretty good.
I feel like a damn mole.
Yeah, puppy.
One less asshole.
Don't get too comfy. I've got more Zeds just waiting.
Hey! Stop me! I double dare you!
The resupply pod is open. Spend your dosh and shut up.
But yeah, something happened at the gym. It was nice. Good workout. But I had this girl like
These guys doing nice.
I just had
things.
massive hots for her. I don't know what it was. I normally don't get massive hots, but like this chick was like she was vibing so heavy towards me, and at least that I've noticed that. Like I try to do the eye thing with everybody to see who picks up on it,
Wave 2.
just because it's just whatever attention ratio. So I got a really good fucking bump in.
Careful, guy.
And this lady, obviously she's probably a lot younger than me, because I can't say. Most women that go in the gym that are pretty fucking young, like 18, 19. You have to be 18 to go to the gym, get a membership on your own. So, which is kind of a good thing, though. And like, she was really cute. Like, we were very attractive looking that, but like, she wasn't like. Oh my god, the fuck should we do?
Don't like that, do you?
Spend your dosh, imbeciles. Before
But
I
yeah,
decide
so
to
like,
shut the pod.
she was kind of, I don't know. It seemed like she was kind of like
You
moving
think
around a
that's
lot.
enough bullets? Really?
So she caught my eye. They all like walked in together. Like there was a whole group of these young ladies and that, all attractive looking, that very skinny, that perky butts. The whole shebang thing. And like, so I was sitting there. I was like, I saw them coming in from one of the big side windows and that up front. So I
Yeah,
was
what that stuff is or does.
up front in that, and I seen them walk in, and I'm like, okay. And then I sat there. I watched them walk in. And I kind of just like didn't notice afterwards. I was like did my own thing.
Will they? Oh, suck it! Get here! I need this on the Snapchats.
And like, I was getting done with my shoulders now, or the beginning of my shoulders. And like, dude, gun sucks ass. And so, like, I saw her across the gym and that, and she was doing, like, little dances and that. It was kind of funny, though, because, you know. Nice.
Did you suddenly become competent?
Because I don't feel vibes from a lot of women in that, and, like, I felt this vibe from her, and
So
it was,
what is
like,
it with evil monsters
pure
and
intention
plagues?
vibe. Like, she had a good heart, and I felt it from her. And I'm just like, oh, I don't normally feel that from a lot of people that come in there, you know. I mean, obviously, there's probably not bad people that come in there, but I don't normally look. But for some reason, it was just like that, like, trigger. I'm just like, okay. So I tested it out. So, like, she was, you know, she came by me and that, and her friend didn't. That's the thing. Her friend didn't. She did. And she came by me and that, and she looked at me, and I kind of, like, gave her that glance to see if she would be either interested or do something or look at me weird or not. Because that's how you normally do it. You give a glance or something like that to see if anything pops up. You're like, oh, hey, you know. No, I gave her that look and that, and she's like, was wondering to some extent, like, I don't know if she's wondering about, like, you know, why I was staring at her and that, but, like, she triggered it from pretty far away. I'm just like, okay, you know what, like, she gave me a smirk and that and all that stuff and that. Because normally if a girl's attracted to a dude, now if the dude's rather attractive looking, or say the dude's just attractive and the girl likes him a lot from looks, they normally can't resist but the smile and blush. Especially if they give, like, they give, you know, when the man gives them attention, then they smirk, they blush automatically. To a certain extent. Now, it can't be a full-on blush, probably like more of a hidden blush, but, you know, that's what normally people do. It's like emotional outburst. It has to happen. Okay, I got about an hour left. I want to go to work actually later today, like 7:30 to 8. I worked a little late yesterday, and I still want to recover, and I want to wait till it's nighttime anyway. But anyway, like, so, like, I just noticed that. It's like, okay, I'm gonna test it out and see what can happen. I don't know. I'm like,
Where's it gone?
We don't understand each other. Plasmas are useful in a large number of applications. Great mysteries are most common from electric storms. Rerouting power from shields. E-guards, please do obey. Armor integrity failed. Disappearing before your eyes.
Somebody's wearing
this gun's so powerful.
or big girl pants. I don't judge.
But yeah, it's always good to test stuff out. I have to say, yes, I would like to be with a younger woman, 100%. I don't like women my age. Either they've been ran through too much and they want babies right away in that. They don't even want a relationship. They just want you to get pregnant half the
We
time.
should get paid extra.
Or
for
they already
fighting
have
underground.
kids and they want you to fucking maintain them and their kids. And it's sad that's how it is, but it's just how it is. So I'm just like, fuck this shit. I'm gonna go for someone a lot younger. I'm not playing around with this. I mean, yes, women hate when guys like me or like us in general, men, all of that, go for a younger woman and that's like, oh, you know, she's 18 or 19. Like, yeah, they're not ran through. They're not fucking emotionally fucked up. Because as you get older, you have to learn how to deal with emotions. And sometimes you're emotionally screwed up altogether from your childhood. And No one wants to deal with fucking trauma.
Wave 6.
Like, angry outbursts and shit. Like, if you're just cute and you just, like, you're giggling, you laugh shit off from that. You know, that'd be fucking awesome. But not a lot of people can do that shit. And, like...
I'm making the best mess ever.
And, like, the honest truth is, I don't want to deal with it. If someone has a massive outburst and, like, gets really fucking loud with me, I'll be like, get the fuck out.
Oh, thank you, me.
Like, you can talk to me normal without being a fucking psychopath. Like, that is the number one thing that I would have to say in a relationship that I do not like. You can talk to me the normal fashion. If you want to emote a little bit, you can emote a little bit. But if you're, like, fucking outrageously emoting and yelling and screaming and your stuff doesn't make any sense, then yeah, fuck
Got
that
ammo
shit.
here.
I think anyone can agree with that.
Move it, idiot.
Hence the reason why, you know, there's only certain relationships that I would like to get into.
All those things that
You gotta be pleasant. You can't be completely outrageous. Unless it's something that's really important to you, but it doesn't involve anybody else but your own personal self with that. Let me say, well, if I feel like something's happening, that, like, for instance, my ex sat there and we were sitting there dealing with work and that, and she was just like asking me to defend her against my GM and that because he's being a dick. I'm like, yeah, I've done so many things with him. I talked to him about, you know, lots of different things now. And I said, I'm not gonna fucking go into outburst and have a conversation with him, but I'm not gonna rage outburst and try to fucking beat his ass because you feel a specific way towards him. You don't like him, that's fucking fine. But you can get a new job, so to speak, at the time if you don't like him. Yes, not everyone's gonna be fucking great. Like, I don't work with my GM. And I'm saying my GM's not a bad person. She seems very lucky. She is a thrill that she's getting paid this money to do this job, and that she has people that she hires and that are actually, you know, legitimate. She's a lucky, you know, go lucky type person that she listens to people evidently. My ex GM didn't. He listened because he had to. He didn't listen because he really wanted to. Because he kind of did his own thing. And he would say stuff that didn't make any sense. And lie about shit sometimes. And say stuff that's just really fucking stupid. You know, got butthurt over things. And I'm like, dude. Number one. Number one, you cannot be fucking emotional at work. You have to be level-headed. Fuck out of my way, dude. Trying to get over this fucking spot, dickhead. I tell you that a lot. If they get upset over stupid shit and I like work and all that, I get it. I'm like, yeah, but you have to really stop and think, what can you do about it?
Bet you only shot for cannon,
Deal with the stragglers. I'll make sure the next round is a challenge.
I said, all you can do is sit there and try your best for what you can do. Like, we're supposed to have more better speed of service and that sometimes, and then, like, some days, you know, we do really fucking good. But, like, my job is to do whatever I can to get orders out. If people want to complain about speed of service and that, or whatever it is, I mean, whatever it could be, then, you know, that's, I can't stop someone from bitching at me about something.
Great! Flash power!
That area is acceptably secure by Orson.
Like, you're gonna complain about, you're gonna complain about, you know.
Mine, but we'll call it a win.
There's nothing that we can do, especially customer service, because it's all about trying our best. If we're low staff, we have to run our asses off, which is basically what's been happening to a certain degree. They're more or less likely we gotta run our asses off.
You know holes in your armor are bad.
Shit happens. Is it tiring to a certain extent? Yeah. That's why I zone the fuck out. I'll be thinking about nothing, honestly. You know, like I'll think about honestly, I just pray. I just pray. That's what I do. I just pray for everything. Something happens, I whisper to, I pray to myself and ask God Almighty to, you know. A fucking another one. To, you know, alleviate me. And all he does. To tell you the truth, it doesn't even take that long. It normally takes maybe like, once you pray, it starts going into motion.
Careful, guys!
Like not even like a minute or two later, and then all of a sudden things start to like act and change.
Feeling a little...
Not terrible, but that's just the warm-up.
Oh, shit! Nice, huh?
None of this adds anything. Surprising. What a cookie.
One of those moody flesh powers.
This area remains mostly secure.
But yeah,
Helping you somehow.
it's always just simple stuff, man. It's just a natural thing for people to get frustrated over stuff. So I can't really say anything, like,
That's
there's nothing to
good.
say, honestly. You know, we deal with problems head on that, you know.
Feel like a
I would
damn
say
moron.
my new self is a lot different than my old self. My old self would be making fun of people and that, and be saying like, "Oh my god, I can't believe they did all this shit," and that, you know, emotionalizing more. Now it's I emotionalize, but I think about it, and if it matters to me, then it's okay. Like saying that, you know, yeah, people get angry and that, but then I have to really look at myself. I used to be fucking terrible,
Shutting down. Any second now.
but now I am relieved, so to speak.
Wave 9.
Like I feel good about myself without having too much bullshit.
Easy.
Oh, and that's it. Ah.
Thought you'd like poison.
I teach everyone to do it. Like, people get in a really big panics in that because everyone's so damn negative. Like, they think so negative that about everything in life. I was be saying, like, why are you so damn negative about something? Well, what if something happens that because you're scared to die? I mean, you're gonna die eventually. Don't you guys understand that? Like,
Just gotta make sure. Just like that, did he? Oh, shit!
The big gun may help you feel
like,
safe.
everyone's supposed to die. You know, maybe not at a young age, but sometimes people die at a young age and they're not massive sinners. They'll do stupid shit. You know, there's plenty of people that die at young ages and that. And some people are meant to live more than others, I guess, when it comes down to it. Even though
You should
people
get
might
paid
sit there and
extra
be
for fighting
upset about
underground.
them words, but I don't know what to say. I don't control any of that shit.
Hurry up so you can
You
come.
gotta talk to God about that. I live my life the best way I can. And try to have the most respect out of other people's ideas and that. But call out bullshit when I see it. Like, for instance, the biggest problem is victim mentality nowadays. People want to victimize themselves and sit there and be like, oh my god, this and that, this and that, this and that. And they're like sitting there and they make up all these excuses and that. Like, it's so sad to see people be such excusers. And they always, I always have to bring up all these fucking emotions with it too. But if you never ask yourself specific questions like why are people doing this, that's what I'm curious about. It's like why? It's like why are people sitting there and doing stuff that doesn't make any sense? It's like seeing people that don't want to work, but they want to have money. That's a big ass oxymoron there. Yeah, you don't want to work a certain job. Okay, I agree. Don't work fast food. Work in a car wash. Get in management at a car wash. You'll make way more money, and you probably won't do nearly as much as someone, say, like where I'm working at, like fast food. I'll be dead serious. Like, most jobs are supposed to be tedious and difficult and a pain in the ass. To a certain extent. I mean, obviously, you can do certain things to make it easier by accepting reality for what it is. Like saying, yeah, if it's going to be a shitty day, we'll just push through it.
How am I meant to work?
Have your team on board with it. Let's work together to get this shit out.
Living.
Honestly, that's what I said the other day, and that
It's here
because we
somewhere.
got a little haywire in that, because you know we're just just shit happens. You have to have a lead. It doesn't matter if it's a manager or not. You have to have someone that literally stands up and say, "Hey, we need to stick together and get this shit done."
Have I
Must be
scared you?
invisible.
Don't hide. Let me test my new nerve gas.
Nice time. Shots being fired. Careful, shoot him.
Am I meant to be impressed? Start running, worms! Run far! I shall mow you all down your feet! Oh shit! I grow tired of this game. Time to try the next phase on you scum.
We got a grenade.
Here I come, worms. For one of you.
He's like stuck on the fucking chair. It's so funny.
Come here. The strong feast upon the weak. Really? You are making me step up the tax again?
Want more? I've got more.
Ah!
Just
You
a
cannot
second.
survive this barrage! You cannot!
But yeah, because we all have to do it together. I don't like when people do the solo acts. Like, here's what it is. If I see people are sitting down, they're not like being at attention, like military attention to a certain degree, at a job and that, yes, you can do some leeway shit, but some people do too much leeway.
Anyone need
And
ammo?
like, they have to keep going. They can't just stop and say, well, someone else is going to do it for me. Like, that's not, well, first of all, that's not a good fucking friend. And second off, that's a really fucking shitty way of putting it. Like, to let someone else fucking deal with your problems because you don't deal with your problems too well. If it's at work or that. Like, for instance, cleaning stuff. I see people that don't clean stuff. And it's not saying management, it's like other coworkers and that. Some of them do a little bit here and there, but when their main job is to do that, say like dishes or something, and they play around and be like, okay, well, it gets to the point where I'm just, okay, well, what are you doing? You're sitting there not doing stuff. And I get it. People don't want to be told what to do in that. I'm like, well, welcome to real life. You're gonna be told what the fuck to do sometimes.
Feeling a little shit. You know that next time on steroids.
Oh my god, fuck you doing?
Nice, huh?
If I thought there was anything but luck, I would be impressed. Area
But yeah,
remains secure.
because like spending 10 minutes doing something, or even 5 minutes, is a lot of shit that can get done. But when I see that people are like relying on someone to do all that stuff for them because they're hyper
Guess they
focused
didn't
on
pay
it,
their heating bills.
because it has to be done, I would sit everybody down and say, hey, this is your like,
Fingers stuck in it.
this is what we need to fucking improve on. And I say directly towards people, you can't be sitting there saying like playing on your phone too much and that, you know, when we have downtime and that. You should be cleaning, doing dishes, or wiping stuff down. That keep yourself focused on it. And normally, it's that everybody knows cleaning dishes sucks fucking ass. You could be doing a little bit at a time in that. Just do a little bit. You don't need to do all of it, but even the smallest amount will be a great help. Not you fucking fool. They go into that one fucking thing.
Don't get too comfy. I've got more Zeds just waiting.
Someone call a cleaner. Oh, steam. Cover your ears. Siren. Bang. I've been hit. Nailed him.
Fuck off, man. Of course, you're gonna fucking surround me right there. I hate bobblehead in this game. They give people way too much health, and like the gun I was using was honestly fucking terrible. Fucking terrible. No, I don't want to do that shit. No, fucking go back to Dutch. There we go. But yeah, it's just little things, you know. It's like I think everyone should sit down and talk about progress and that, talk about certain things and that, because you know, honestly, I don't think people believe that when you go to a job, it's not a play game room. Like you can have fun in that, but your job comes first, you know. Especially when it comes down to prepping for a good night in that. Yes, I understand. Like people stay there and they, we don't officially close at a certain time and that. What I'm saying, it's just being productive. Because you gotta stay there until, a certain time, which is probably early morning, because you work overnight tonight. And why do it at your tiredest? Why do it when you've already been there for almost 8 hours, say 7 hours, and the last hour you got fucking push all your energy into doing shit, when you could do it periodically so you could conserve your energy throughout the day? Like, I don't like moving super fucking fast. I want to move it at a nice pace. I care about times, but when you move too quickly and you rush the other person, it gets to the point where you're just like, that person has to match your pace. And I get it. I understand. Trust me. But there has to be a balance. Because, like, yeah. If you really want to go down, you should have 3 people on the line, Because if someone can throw down really quickly and get shit done, and, like, yeah, you're going to have 3 people in line. Because 2 people in line sometimes is not enough. That's why you have to go at a good pace. That's with every job. Any job you work, there's a pace mechanic. And everyone does different paces. Like, I work with people. Some people are a little bit slower than others. Some people are a little bit quicker than others. Some people are a little more, they're just, like, balanced. Where they move at a pace that's easy for people to do.
The depressing rain thing
Like,
really
I don't mind
cheers a
moving
guy
fast when I need to. But I look, well, here's what it is. I look at it from perspective of energy loss. So, the more tired I become throughout the day, I would have to eat more. That's just simple. I'm already walking everywhere and going to the gym, so I have to consume a good amount of food and hopefully digest the bulk of it before I go into work. I want to at least get like 1,000 calories, digest it, give or take. So I know I'm going to have a pretty long day at work. Now, I'm not going to say it's going to be hectic. No, because we actually got enough people to work. But then again, I don't know what the outcome's going to be. But all I know is me and one of the older guys there, that he's been there for a while now. He's actually rather cool. I never actually had a conversation with him, but he was at least telling me, like, we agree upon the same thing. He's like, we don't care about all the drama and all the bullshit, that we just do our job and do what we have to do and go home. Creating drama is a toxic work environment. And I'm not saying the drama can be bad. It can be fucking just plain Jane, just you get upset because a customer, like, laughed at you and you're like, oh my god, you laughed at me. Like, it's just little tiny stuff. Like, someone might be slightly snarky towards you. Ignore it. That's the biggest thing I have to say for anything. For anybody. Just ignore it. I know it's difficult in that, but, like, when you get frustrated, other people get frustrated. Because other people are going to sit there and be like, well, I got to work with you, and you're, like, getting fucking upset, and I don't want you to be upset. So when you say, like, tell people to, like, hey, calm down or chill out a little bit, they get even more mad. Not saying that's, always happens like that, but that's just the common currency. People are like, don't you want me to chill out on something? Yeah, you need to chill out, or you need to leave, or go someplace else. Learn how to control emotions. It's hard, yes, but you have to have priorities. But what's the main priority? Making a damn paycheck. I don't give a fuck what's happening in the world. I don't give a fuck what's happening at people's homes and that, at their houses, that personal shit going on. I said, as long as you're making money, which is the way to survive better, your life should be better in general. If you focus on that, your life will slightly get better. Because it gives you something to focus on. Because a wandering mind is the devil's playground. And so, it's just easier just to focus on your job. You just you don't talk in that, you get really quiet in that, you just do your job. And like when it comes down to break time in that, if you want to talk in that, you can communicate. There's nothing wrong with that. No, we all want to communicate in that.
Not terrible, but that's just the warm-up.
That's a good thing. We should communicate more. But you gotta be more positive with it. I say that everything. Just be more positive. Give love more than hatred. Or non-love. Just be more a lover, you know? Like,
Someone's skin's burning. Just gotta make sure. Barbecue time. My eyes.
Go to the bar.
he's running after me. Oh my god.
Not that it will matter.
That's all it is, for real. Like,
Just dragging this out. How long will a weakling like
because everyone wants to have a comfortable work environment, but work environments do get harassive sometimes just because of how people are in general. You know, it can go from a minor annoyance to like a heavy, like, what the fuck's going on annoyance. Especially when it continuously fucking happens. And when things aren't adjusted to deal with bullshit.
Shiny new Kevlar here.
Like people not showing up to work and that. Like that's always a hassle. But that's one of the things, like my job, when I was working at the car wash and that, like, we weren't really laid back when it came down to people being late. Like, if they didn't call us or call, because we gave everybody our numbers and that, and I said, if you don't call us and tell us what's going on, that, it's like, we're gonna have to write you up.
Just gotta make sure.
I mean, I get it sometimes in that, but, like, it made people want to think about, okay, well, I have to get my job done. Like, if you tell us you're going to be an hour late, then we don't care. It's all about the appreciation of the respect of the thing. Like me, friends, I told my manager that I might be an hour late because I don't want to get overtime, because overtime is a pain in the ass right now. And I don't want to get it. Because I pay a lot of taxes on it, I owed last year, or this year, from last year, from overtime. I mean, obviously I worked a lot of fucking overtime. Because we had such short staff that no one was fucking there. We fired a crackhead. So we had to rehire a whole new fucking staff. It was like 2 people, but still. And we were trying our best to keep up with shit, so sometimes I worked 13-hour shifts. But this new job and that, you know, things are more kind of on a tight subject of hours now because I can't work the full shift. I can't work morning. Till fucking oh. Give me some more. Give me some more water. Yeah, I think I should be okay with food. I'm feeling alright in that, but Okay. Ooh. Oh. No, I'm not tired. I'm just a little achy. Oh, I need more fluids. But yeah, like I was talking about that, it's just I I would say I like to look at things from a very
Where's
like
it gone?
neutral but positive perspective. I don't like doing the whole negative thing anymore like I used to. I mean, sometimes it pops up, but it's like a joke. Sometimes you gotta be negative.
He's big, but I've beaten bigger. Easy.
That shit fucks them up. Jeez.
Here is something more to think about.
If you
That overtime fire messes him up so bad tonight. Well, he does get ridiculous amount of fucking damage on him. I love the fire bat. I can't wait to play with the new one.
in for
The
Helvet.
new flamethrower looks pretty sick. But yeah, so like, I don't know.
Rhodey turned on
I'm trying to figure out what to
the
talk
fog
about. I know everyone can like compare jobs with other jobs. Like I worked like a union-based job in that, you know, I worked at a factory in that, and I don't like factories at all. I rather work customer service. Like factory jobs do make more money in general than that. Like them motherfuckers make like millions of dollars a fucking week, like a day or a week. You know. But like where I work at now, we get busy. Like it's, I mean we're open longer than, you know, but it's food, so there's only 2 places open. I always tell people that eat at home. If you want to go out because you're like, oh fuck, you know, I don't want to eat, I'm tired as fuck, so we'll grab some food and that. By all means, but I always suggest people eat at home.
pyrotechnics.
These fucking crawlers.
Just got oh shit. And stay there. I thought there was anything but luck.
Yeah, Second Action does look pretty good. I like it better than the Dragon Blues. But yeah, I figure out like the most important thing in life is just stay positive and pray. Prayers work out magnificent. That's what keeps you positive. Because you're entering into a positive neutral zone with God. And like when you ask for help, Jesus is always helping. Like the vibe changes dramatically. To tell how powerful prayers are in that,
Still screwing with the
like
natural
if I pray for like, it's like, hey, I need help in that, my anxiety's high in that, it's negative versus positive. So if people talk about demons and that and negative entities and that, yeah, who conquers that? God does. Jesus does. You ask for that and you literally get alleviated. That's the only way you can take out demons is from God. Like God's the only way that stuff happens. That's why when people say, you know, I don't believe, but you believe in negativity, which is demons. They impact our lives constantly. And like I don't think like it's hard understanding that because like a lot of people don't get it. And I'm right there with you at first.
Roaring shit. Great. Flash power. You're not.
Like, I didn't get that stuff at first. Until I researched it enough to understand, like, oh wow, so negative emotions are just demons. So you pray for negativity to go away through Jesus. And when you pray for that help,
Can't see a damn thing.
slowly but surely your negativity goes away. It doesn't stay away 100%. But then you start to understand that's what God wants. That part of the Father's prayer says, give us our daily bread. Basically, Jesus Christ, the Word, God's Word, is like telling us, rely on me every single day. So you pray. Right now, I'll do a prayer. Oh, Heavenly Father, Almighty God, Master of the universe, please recover me and recover my body for our hard workout that I did. Please nourish me and put your glory upon me. In your Son's name, Jesus Christ. Amen. It's done. That's what amen means. It shall be done. So when people get the bad interpretation of like how God is, I'm like, I love God. Like
You twitch, ass face. Stop me.
there's no reason not to.
One of those moody flesh powers.
A simple prayer can change your whole entire day. And if people want to say it's not real, it doesn't work, but you never try. Because you don't understand. That's the thing. He doesn't want us to understand, and we never will understand. They do talk about prayer in that, you know, like God, you know, Jesus talks about prayer in that, like, how do you pray in that? He's like, pray for whatever you want. Just pray. You don't need to go to church to pray. Just talk to the Father. Call him the Father. Talk to him. He's listening. Just talk. And he listens.
Got ammo here.
When people talk about, you know, what is love? Just imagine someone that, like, did everything and anything for you. Doesn't matter how fucking broken you are. They would cherish you because they know that you're broken. But they do whatever it takes to make you happy. That's love. Even if it is disciplining you. Even if it's telling you, hey, you're wrong, this is right. That's love.
T-minus 10 seconds until your death.
It may hurt your emotions, and you may fucking hate it. But that's what love is. Oh, I gotta turn that damn light off. That's one thing about God that I just adore, that he listens. Now, when people say like wealth and that, well, they also talk about that in the Bible, that Jesus talks about it pretty hardcore with that stuff. Ask for anything and you shall receive it. But how you receive it through God is always different. Like people say, I asked for $1 million in my bank account, and I'm not gonna wake up the next morning and be like, poof, it's gonna be in there. That's literally what people assume of God. No, it's the works. You'll learn how to work. You'll learn the works to get that.
You're not dead enough. Someone kill that siren! You twitch, ass face.
And that's what it is. Like, I do ask for money and that, you know, I would like to ask for stuff, man. And guess what? I learned how to budget more. I learned how to deal with, you know, keeping my job better. And I did. And now I keep my job better. Because I don't want to get involved with stuff like that. I'll speak my mind when I need to, yes, but I don't want to get negative involved and get angry at people and that because I don't care as much anymore about that.
They've got a sort of red motif
Like I said after my girlfriend, you know, broke up with me and that, I was talking to my friend and that, I'm just like, I don't care anymore. I know I can save up money and that, and I don't care. Like, it sickens me to the core how ignorant and evil people can possibly be in this world, especially when it comes down to money. How much people abuse it, or how much people literally don't want to work for it and they want everything to be given to them. And then some people want to think, oh, well, it's okay. Like, yeah, your emotions mean more than your work habit. How you feel means more than the logical output of life. When you mix feelings too much with feelings, like it just like you're just feeling. Yeah, I feel tired, but I know I have to go to work. So what I'm gonna do is I'm probably gonna stay up and start walking around to build up my energy in that, which is what I'm doing right now. So I'm gonna stand up. I gotta plug in my little headset thing. Not my headset, my little AirPods. No, they're Sony pods. What the fuck they're called? I love the AirPods. I love them so much. People get the little headphones. That I rather have the AirPods. They're so much better. Yeah, they work so much better. Cause you stick them in, like the ones I have, they're like you can twist them in. Like you stick them in your internet and you twist it, and it kind of like sucks inside your ears like a suction cup. The only problem is I have to clean them out. So they might potentially get like sweaty and shit. Oh man, food needs to digest. I'm feeling pretty good. I'm bringing my protein shake in. I need to start doing my protein shake at like 12. I always need to wait the 4 hours and that. Oh man. I might leave early today. I don't know yet. Because I think it's because we're going to be like, we might get slow. It's weird. Like, there's some days we'll get slow as fuck out of nowhere. And it's kind of weird because I always sitting there like, because I'm probably not going to stay till 3. I know that for a fact. I'm probably going to end up leaving at like 2. Or just ask to leave at 2. Let's see what happens. Because last night was, you know, it was a rush to like 1:30 or almost 2. And then it like kind of slowed down a little bit. And then we started getting shit done in that. And then we had like a little like everyone get off work rush. People get off late night rush. Like at 2. And they were coming home and getting food and shit. So I guess see what's gonna happen. I hope I got enough sleep in that because yesterday wasn't too bad. I fell asleep twice, which was nice, but I was still exhausted when I got home. I think it was lack of food because I tend to eat food in the middle of the day at 12 at midnight. But now I have to eat at like 10 because I'm coming in at 7. Maybe like 7:30. I don't know yet. I gotta take a fucking piss. Be right back. No, my dad was talking politics. I don't like talking politics. I honestly disagree with politics 100%. I think it's all just a bunch of gobbledygook. I'm a flat earther. Like, I think a lot of the stuff that happens is really just theater. I know people don't want to think that. I said, well, you don't need to think it because you see it. You watch it. How much more theater do you need to watch? You know, all the shit's happening in LA and that, and people are like, well, they're protesting. Blowing up shit is not a protest. Like, they're paid people. If you don't know that now, then you need to get part of the fucking thing. These are not protesters. They're not protesting anything. They're being paid. And if you don't want to say that they're not being paid, then look what happened during the Black Lives Matter thing. They literally found out that they were being fucking paid. And they followed the money straight to George Soros. Yeah, straight to George Soros. He's the one that operated. Or maybe not him, maybe his son did. But I believe George Soros is dead. This is what people don't understand. You follow the facts. If you sit there and you don't know how to follow facts, then maybe you need to get you need to look at the reality of the world and think logically. Why are things happening this way? It's all fucking theater. That's why I didn't vote for Trump this year. I look at all the Trump supporters now. I'm not saying that Trump supporters are bad people, man. A lot of them are good in that. But then you see some of them, like my ex-GM, he's like a cultist Trump supporter. Like, he's not like the best person himself, but he follows Trump and that. He does all stuff and that. He's like super like racist and shit. And like, I'm like, bro, Racist as in, you know, you discriminate against people for no fucking reason. You discriminate against men, women, and all that shit because things don't go your way. Yeah, that's not a good look. I said, you're just falling shit because you want to be part of something. He said, if I can see everybody like how Jesus did when he was in this world, and he looked at everybody the same, he called everyone my son or my daughter, and just to see like the feeling that you would get knowing that someone fucking cares about you, that's not sitting there trying to use you for something. We all use each other. Now, how much? It just all depends. Like I said, for me, I use people for attention. Is it in a bad way? No. I use a lot of people for stuff. It's just the name of the game. It's just how we are as human beings. We all have something that we want or need. Okay, well. Yeah, that doesn't mean anything. Yeah, people were talking about sick leave and shit. They said that the company took away sick leave because they're blaming it on Trump. Yeah, federal things don't have nothing to do with what companies do when it comes down to certain things. Now, our company got rid of vacations. They gave us vacations at Zips, but they got rid of the payout because people were paying out so damn much last year. They had to pay out like hundreds of thousands of dollars. And like, people are sitting there like, give me my fucking money. Because it's my money. At the end of the year, you know, you lose your vacation. And it's like, not everyone's going to take a vacation because, like, a lot of times we didn't have enough people that were working. Some people just worked because the job's not that hard. It's like right now I'm that, you know, after you say a year working here or whatever it is, because I am basically full time, I'll probably get paid vacation. I'll probably get like a week or something like that. But I periodically just take myself off. I don't know. Time is it? I got a little bit of time. Oh, fuck this boss up in that. No, I didn't really take my vacation. I took my sick leave because, you know, when we have rain delays and that, I put out sick leave and that. I take off for that day. And the company got mad at that shit too. They were telling my GM, like, oh, they need to do it like a pay period advance. And like they start doing all the shit and that. It's like, this is what happens when you get something. When they give you, say, 80 hours or 100, like 120 hours of paid stuff.
To me, my children, let Daddy have to oblivion for you to play with. I can keep going all day. No, this will not happen.
And it gets so stupid. They give you all this stuff and then they're like, and they'll be like, oh, well, we're not going to give it to you anymore. I said, well, that's the problem.
Damn it! Now this is getting
Yeah, fucking good.
replacing advanced weapon systems is resource intensive. You're not dead
What is that, dick?
Barbecue time.
What is that? I know he had a spike. I mean, he's all blown up in that. Oh.
Oh, thank you, me.
Yeah, I need to stop saying so late at the gym. Like, if I'm working at 7 and that, I really need to get home at like 2. So I can be able to rest up and that and actually take a little nap. Because this shit's gonna get really fucking pain in the ass. And I already know. It's gonna get a pain in the
They've
ass,
got a
but
sort of red motif thing
I have faith
going.
everything's gonna be alright though.
T-minus 10.
Yeah, this shit. I'm just gonna talk. I'll probably leave right at like 7 and get there like 7:15. Or leave at like 6:50, depending on how I feel. Oh man. It's hot today. Well, it's 82 degrees. That's why I'm trying to wait until the sun gets closer to going down. Because it starts to get closer to going down at 7 to 7:30. And that's why I wanted to work at 8 o'clock. Because then the sun's kind of already at its point of like getting kind of far away from us. And yes, I'm a flat earther, so the sun literally moves and we don't. The Bible says we live in a flat earth. I have to agree with that because it makes perfect sense. You know, all you globers and that are living in a world that literally is all chaos, and that's the reason why there's so much chaos. Like, oh, these meteorites hit, and I was just like, where? I have, in my whole entire life, seen all these meteors or asteroids fly around us. Not one of them fucking crashes into us. It's the one over Russia. Yeah, that sounds like someone literally just fucking catapulted something and blew it up. Like, you can't think they can't go high up in the air and drop a fucking rock the size of a house. I mean, it's not like you fucking see it that much, but drop it close enough in that, and like, there's catapults for a reason, and just blow it up. I'm sure we can have catapults that can lob like gigantic fucking boulders and rocks and shit and scatter through the sky at 100 so miles an hour. Because you think, if they say asteroids move at 20-something thousand miles an hour, and they're into the Earth's atmosphere, and 20,000 miles an hour. So like from as soon as they get into the Earth's atmosphere, how long do you think it would take to hit the Earth? Like a millionth of a second. It'd be like, you'd be bombarded, you'd be dead, everything would just die. You would see cities getting blown away, like nuclear bombs being blown off. That's where logic kicks in. It's like, why don't they happen like that? Well, they hit in the middle of nowhere and make up all these excuses. Well, the magnetic thing of like these desert plains in fucking Mexico and that, they gravitate these asteroids sort of. They don't. Okay, asteroids. Let's estimate speed. 100 miles an hour. 100 miles per hour. From the Earth's surface to the upper atmosphere is how many fucking miles? We'll say, I don't know, 50. So in 30 seconds, from the top part of the atmosphere to surface is 100 miles an hour in 30 seconds. Or 30 minutes. So, sorry. So it'd be 30 minutes. You do the math. 10, you do 1,000 miles. You just divide it by 10. 3 minutes. 1,000 miles. From the top of the atmosphere to the Earth. 3 minutes. You divide by 10 again. 10,000 miles an hour. You see how it goes? Because you have to multiply by 10, so 100 to 1,000, you divide it, the time by 10. So 100 miles an hour and that, it's 50 miles. Then guess what? You cut it by half. It's 30 minutes. Cut by half. You cut it by, at 10 again because you add 10 times that much. 3 minutes. You add 10 times that much. You get the thing. 3 minutes turns into what? Like 3 seconds. If you have more than that, it literally would be instantaneously. So anything that's moving over like 15 to 17,000 miles an hour, it would literally, you wouldn't even see it. Bullets move at 600 fucking miles an hour, if not 900 miles an hour, and you can't see a fucking bullet. How in the fuck are you supposed to see a gigantic rock? You wouldn't see it. It's like, we'd be all dead instantly. That's logic. When you put logic with stuff, it starts to make sense. Like, you shoot a bullet 600 miles an hour, 700 miles an hour, breaks the barrier of sound. What do you think a gigantic fucking asteroid moving at 25,000 miles an hour is going to do to the sound barrier? The air pressure would blow up. It would literally make micro explosions as it shoots through the atmosphere. Yes, it'd be so quick there would be a bit of impact through the air. It'd slow it down, but for how fast it's going, that it wouldn't slow it down to the point because oxygen's, well, you can walk through it just fine. When you put your brain to it, you're like, I can't see a bullet. How the fuck am I supposed to see an asteroid going in at 25,000 miles an hour? See how logic works? That's why I'm a flat earther, because none of that shit actually happens. We all be dead. The globe model is just so stupid. It's not even the globe model, it's just the shit they put with, they make up shit. God says, let there be light. I will split waters from waters. That's it. He made earth. And he separated the waters from waters to make the sea. And then he made all the stuff in the creation. All the plants, everything. Like, it's as simple as that. People say, well, that dinosaurs and that. Adam and Eve named all the animals. Yeah, there might have been gigantic lizards back then, but I don't think they were fucking actual dinosaurs. Because people want to say, well, the world's been around for a billion years. I say, how the fuck do you know that? I say, okay, this is where they get the concept of evolution. So 1,000 years ago, we had barely any technology. Our technology, I mean, it could have been different technology. We learned a lot about magnets back then, during Egyptian days. That they did shit in that. But then they end up saying that, oh, they were just Nephilims that built the pyramids. Yeah, Nephilims were 5,000 years ago. Actually, I think it's 6,000 years ago. That's when the fall of man happened. That's when the fall of Lucifer happened. And then Nephilims were born not too much after that. They're in Enoch's time. So if you look through the processes, Enoch was like the, 10th generation of Adam? Something like that? The 5th generation of Adam? And Noah was like his great grandson. When you put all these pictures, when you put all the things together in that, it makes you want to think, how come technology was strong enough to pick up stuff that we can't do today with the amount of stuff? They say, well, we lost a lot of shit. The Egyptian people don't even know the pyramids were built, because the pyramids were built before Egyptian people ruled over it. They were using it. It was already there, which means the shit was built beforehand. So do you think that Nephilims built all these pyramids around the world now? Because they're all around the world now. Nephilims are all around the world now. It's not to say Nephilim people, all of them were horrible people. And I'm sure there's probably some gentle giants out there. I mean, I don't know because I wasn't alive. But, they were an abomination. They weren't God's creation. They were created by Lucifer and his angels, the fallen angels. And hence why the flood happened. You saw there's still giants today. Yeah, there's big people. There's big people origins. Yeah, there's people that are like 7 foot tall and shit. Of course there is. But that's just a super small percentage. It's not like it's everybody. No, have you seen like like 10,000 out of a million people born were giants, well, you would know. They'd be 10-foot tall motherfuckers everywhere. It would be really awkward. You couldn't even like work. They couldn't work. They couldn't live in a normal house. They'd be taller than the fucking house. They'd be like 2,000-pound fucking humans running around. Think about how much weight that is stomping on the ground. All you hear is everybody'd be fucking scared. And a lot of them would be probably like killed because they'd just be too much, or they'd be banished or put on their own little land and drifted off and then do their own community. Imagine being that fucking tall. Why is the average like 5'5" to like 6 foot tall for most men? Is because, imagine being over 6 foot tall. Like with shoes on, I'm close to 6 foot. Like right at like 5'11" and a half. Because I'm 5'10" and a half. So with shoes on, I get an inch of height. So I'm close to 6 foot. And I don't have any problem with anything, but once you get above 6 foot, and you get like halfway between 6 foot and fucking 7 foot, you're like 6'6", 6'7". No, I can say 7 more inches. I'd be literally hitting my head on my fucking fan right now. 7 inches is a lot. Ask the ladies. Sometimes, oh, that's too big. But yeah, it gets to the point of, yeah, like that's just how the world is. There's too much proof of it. Back then, there's so much maps and that. And this is the biggest thing. People say, well, they weren't that intelligent. Motherfuckers knew how to sail with stars. You're saying people weren't intelligent? No, you're just fucking stupid. You have to sail with fucking GPS. You can't sail with stars. Because the stars rotate a certain way. And stars always rotate, I think it's west to east. So they find a certain star, and they're all like, oh, this year on the almanac, that zodiac's gonna be fucking north. So they follow that star, and like, the North Star always leads north. But they always say there's a true north and there's a north. Some people believe, and matter of fact, I honestly think this is how the world is, that there's a magnetite in the middle of our world that directs us. Why is compass always pointing north? When I talk about the 4 rivers and that, and I talk about Eden. Eden is the North Pole. Because it will be cold there. Not necessarily. It all depends. There's 4 islands there. You can't even see the North Pole on these maps. They literally take it out. They don't even show. There's plenty of maps from back then that actually show the 4 islands. Like God actually stated in there. One was garden. One was, the Garden of Eden. And when that happened, that they moved them to another island, and they, Adam and them lived there. And then when Cain killed Abel, God pushed him to another island that was there, to have kids and stuff like that. And he was marked. He's probably still on that island. I'm probably thinking people are probably so scared to approach that island because there is literally angels with flaming swords guarding that island. Like, to imagine seeing something in the distance and knowing the pressures change, you see a heavenly angel sitting there with a fiery sword of God, sitting there, multiple of them sitting there at the entrance of Garden of Eden because a tree of life is there. And like having people go over there and that with like drones and shit and just watch them just malfunction and just blow up. Shit's protected. The thing is, globalists and high-end people know that God exists, and they know all this shit exists. They know. But the masses don't need to know. Because if they say everybody knew, then everybody would be like, oh, God's real? Yeah, God's real. Shit's real. And what would happen? Well, first off, everyone would start praying to God. They'd be like, please forgive me, Jesus. I fucked up real bad. We're pretty fucking stupid people in that. That's the whole point of the word of Christ. Yes, this shit's real. Yes, all that shit's real. All of it's real. That's why they hide it. And that's the scary part about it. They hide all that shit, and they're like, well, you don't need to know. It's like, the problem of it is, you have no fucking authority whatsoever for us to know. You should have to, you have no authority to tell us what to know. That's God's authority, not a mortal person that has all this money and that has this power. This has been passed down since the fall of fucking angels. The fallen angel. This shit has been passed down for all those years ago. It needed no basis. Yeah, I'm gonna leave here in about 18 minutes. I'm gonna get there. Oh my god, the sun's so bright outside. It's just like, it's so bright outside. Cause I got the lights turned off in my room. Not. I'm just sitting there like, I go outside and it's like blinding. Like, like, oh god. But I am feeling better though. Food's starting to digest and that. I mean, I am a little out of it today, but that's common from lifting weights and shit. But I believe I did eat more food today. I thought I ate a lot of food yesterday, but evidently I didn't. I don't think it wasn't even that. I have to eat food at work. I think I might separate my meals. I don't know. I was talking to myself about it. Like, yeah, maybe I should make half my meal and then make the other half later. Shot. Oh man. Yeah, it's bright outside. Extra bright. I don't know if I want to get another protein shake in me or not. I'm debating. But the thing is, with my protein shake, I always like to add in like massive amount of water. I'm supposed to only have like 6 ounces of water, and I only put like 20 ounces of water in my thing. So I'm gonna try to just do like 12 ounces of water and shake it up, so I don't have to have so much filling. Cause I don't want to be full. Cause being full kind of sucks. Like too full, cause I'll like feel like shit. Hey, get the extra protein in me. Thing has got a bunch of amino acids in them too. I got like both. Well, protein is amino acids, but I think they add more amino acids to it because it gets your bloodstream quicker. Something like that. That's the only thing I like about the technology of life. We learn how to make things easier for ourselves. That's the one thing about human beings we love to do. Protein shakes are awesome. I think everyone should have protein shakes. Even like having like an extra 50 to 60 grams of protein, just to say a day, that covers like, I mean, most people barely eat their body mass in protein a day. Like I want to have like 8 eggs before I left, but I'm like, fuck that shit. I'm like eat all those eggs. I'll probably eat that shit when I get home. I like going to bed on a bunch of eggs in my belly. My hair's getting long. I'm getting buffed. It did pretty good today. My chest presses are going up. I went up to 30 pounds. It was comfortable. I'm getting slowly stronger than that. Well, that's funny is because I don't do chest presses. I do like very like inverted chest presses. Like I go all the way fucking down and let my chest like stretch out. And let my shoulder blades kind of clean together in that. Base of my elbows, I feel like my triceps will like hit the bench. And then I throw it back up. Hit the bench, throw it back up. Cause that stretch, that the weight on the stretch tears all these muscle fibers in the middle of my chest. And like it feels like my chest is getting more fuller. And like that's what I want. I want a more fuller chest. So I keep on doing that stuff and that. So my body can start like building up that inner chest. Just because it makes my bench heavier and I want my bench to get a little bit heavier. I honestly need to get fucking heavier. My bench or my body weight pretty fucking easy. Like 225 is not bad. But like today and that I did 135 and I was doing like really good reps. This was at the very end of my workout though, so like I did all my like chest presses and shit like that, but I ended up burning out on the bench press with the 135 pounds, which was actually really like, I really enjoyed it because it tore really good. As in my muscle fibers reacted to it really nicely. So I got my other protein shake. That should be good. My room smells like farts. The only thing I don't like my room. My room doesn't have it doesn't suck the air out. It just pushes air in. We have no convection in here. I had to have my door open. Like I don't circulate air too well in this fucking room. It gets really stale. The only time it does good in that is when I use my UV ray thing. I can turn it on and it cleans my air out and that, but like it comes right back because I fart and shit and I like spraying air fresheners and that. Air fresheners are fucking annoying. I hate that toxic fucking smell. Like it's a clean smell. No, you're literally breathing in toxins. I'd rather smell my own farts. At least I know it can't rub my hands together, make billions of dollars, and go, ooh, nah, fuck that shit. I will say no. No. Oh, my hair's getting super fucking long. Yeah, I see a lot of people on the stream that like it. I have long ass fucking hair. I got a lot of good hair. Good hair. Holy spicy meatballs. But yeah, my dad was talking about politics and that. He likes talking about politics. I always laugh about that because like
kill list coming, which is really funny because I don't know if you guys watch Daniel from Cobweb's channel. Great channel, great guy, love him, love what he does, love his lists. He's one of those guys that when I see a list, I'm like, oh yeah, this guy knows what he's talking about. This guy's cool, which is not everyone on YouTube, let me tell you. But he was had a live stream the other night, and he was talking about he was going through a list of like sort of obscure movies that like Rolling Stone or someone had put out, and one of them he's like, oh, here's Kill List, and here's I Saw the Devil, and he's like, I've never seen I Saw the Devil, and I should do something with Kill List, and I'm like sitting there laughing because I'm like, I've got those coming, they're done, they've been done for months. So yeah, I hope everyone will like those. We've got a lot of deep cuts done.
yeah, this guy's pretty cool. Horror geek, I like him a lot.
Have you seen what the new press secretary said? He's amazing, dude.
President Trump was asked what he thought about Elon Musk's claim that the big, beautiful bill increases the budget deficit and undermines the work of Doge. And the president didn't actually comment on those remarks. He just talked about the need to support the bill. So what does the president think about what Elon Musk said?
The president is very proud of the one big, beautiful bill, and he wants the Senate to get to work on it and send it to his desk as quickly as possible.
Does it have any comment about Musk saying it adds to the deficit and it undermines all his work?
The president commented on this. I commented on it. I told you that this bill saves $1.6 trillion according to the Council of Economic Advisors and the analyses that the president believes in. So he gave a comment. I give a comment just because you don't like that comment.
Yeah, everyone's talking about the press secretary. I have to say, Trump gets really hot ass bitches in that press secretary office. Kayla McEnany was fucking fire show on this. And this other girl's pretty fucking fine too. You always get some hot ass chicks in there. Yeah, cause pretty girls, they're like they're feminine in that. They're not psychopaths. I mean, they can be crazy. They're always pretty. You always gotta say why. Because women that have standards of like looks and that, and they're modest in that, not all girls have the same standard in that, but like all the pretty girls I ever met in my life in that were always like, how you could define pretty however you want to, but I say like they have good families and that, like their families are not unorganized and shit. Like when I listen to people's family problems and that, because you know the people always talking that, I'm just like, people make mistakes. It's okay to fuck up. But when you lack love in a relationship and you sit there and you torment someone because you want them to do something, you're all like, why don't you do it like this? Why don't you do it like that? You get in arguments over stupid shit. That essentially screws you over. I said, arguing over dumb shit is stupid. Because everyone has their ways of living life. And I agree with some things people say in that, like laziness. But I said, as long as someone has a job and they're like able to make money in general, and that doesn't matter where they're working at, you should accept that they're doing that. Because not all jobs are fucking easy, and not all jobs make the same money. And some jobs make a lot more money than that, and they're actually easier fucking jobs. Like for instance, like I go by this doctor's place. It's a radiologist doctor place, and I see this same lady there. She's overweight. She's a heavy set lady. Now she's pretty. I mean, I think she's got a good looking face. Now she's just fat. You can't really tell because they're just all fat. You all look the same, besides the nose and stuff like that. Most fat people look alike. And like, she sits at her desk all day and she answers phone calls. She probably gets paid 15, 16, probably $20 an hour to sit there and do that. and probably literally just like types and stuff and that. You're basically just there just to do the bare minimum of what we say work. On the other hand, where I work at, fast food's always hard as fuck. There's a lot of dealing with, a lot of bullshit too, but it's more hands-on and mental. People always want to compare the two. Be like, how hard is it to deal with stuff in that? Like, I don't know how hard is anyone to do anything new. It takes time. Like, that's how life is altogether. Everything takes time, so it doesn't matter if you want to like yell and bitch and scream about something that like you're gonna have to take time to figure it out anyway. Because your brain can only hold so much knowledge before you have to go to sleep, and then your knowledge gets retained into your back conscience. And then the more that you bring up stuff like that, the more your brain absorbs, and eventually, when you get enough knowledge in your back conscience, you start learning. That's how you learn. That's why when you sleep, you wake up, you actually already learned something. You adapt. So you get more adaptable. That's why every time you sleep, and if you had a hard day at work at night, and you did something that was wrong, and you fucked something up, depending on how you fucked it up, you adapt to that. And then you adapt to it again. You adapt to it again. That's how learning becomes, learning. That's how you become something new. You change every night. You change every time you wake up. From sleeping to wake up, you have already changed a very small percentage of your capacity in your brain. You memorize a bunch of shit. Like, how did I remember I memorized the bulk of the job that I need to do. A lot of it was kind of base. I already knew a little bit about that, but I had to restructure myself because it's been like 8 years since I worked at this job. So I restructured myself. And all I have to say is, like, it is what it is. That's just how it is. With everything in life and that, we always want to look at it from a perspective that everyone has to learn. If someone doesn't know something, then they're going to learn it eventually. But the biggest problem is that I have to say about a lot of different things. It's when people, like, they learn it, but they don't use it. And that's not talking about work. Let's talk about, like, general life stuff. Like, if someone talks about budgeting with you, and budgeting is pretty simple. It's just simple mathematics. Everyone knows mathematics. You already know the gist of it. But then you look at the emotional side of it. It's like, wow, I gotta learn all this shit? Yeah. Anyway, I gotta get going on that. I'm gonna go, and I'll see you guys when I get back home.